Welcome to the second lesson on 8.4, which is looking at creating a video. So before we move on with the actual work for today, we need to look at our knowledge recall questions, and you need to answer these questions in your ePortfolio. So what is an animation? And that you should know from last week, so describe that. What is import? What is that meaning? What does open and close tags in HTML look like? And what does www stand for? So answer those 4 questions in your ePortfolio. You can pause the video while you complete those. Look at the answers you've got. An animation are images that look like they are moving. Import is getting items into the computer software. I'm going to be doing a little bit of this today. We'll be importing elements into our software that we're going to use to create a movie. The open and close tag look like these. Remember, the closed has a / in it to say it's closed. And www stands for World Wide Web. So hopefully you've got those 4 answers in your ePortfolio. So moving on, today we're going to look at creating a video. I'm going to use some techniques and tools, and I'm going to show you how to create a simple video using captions, images and video clips. So we're going to move forward from that. Remember to add to your ePortfolio as you go along, showing what work you've done. And the key things to think about today are the words import, audience and export. So import is getting information into computer. Export is getting information out into a format that can be used by other software. And audience, your video you need to make specific to the target audience. So think about what they would like to see rather than just what you would like to see. So what makes a good video? So you can answer that in your ePortfolio. Why do you think a video is good? And what is a transition? So we do have a video on the PowerPoint. Watch the video. What is good, bad about it? What is the aims of it? And I guess who is the audience is what we need to be having in here rather than how is the audience. So who is the audience? So that video is on the PowerPoint. You can watch that and then explain that in your ePortfolio. To create our movie, we're going to be using Serif Movie Plus X6, and I'm going to show you how to open that up. So I'm just going to the search bar at the bottom, and I can write in Serif Movie Plus X6, and then when that opens up, I get this screen like this. In fact, it's opening on my screen now. So I get the screen, and it's asking me what I want to do. So I do want to start a new project, so I can click start new project. And what I've got here is my project. At the moment I've got nothing to add into this, so what's really important is that I import the images I want to use. Now you have these images given to you. You can get these images from your Google Classroom. And at the moment there are no images that we can use. So what I'm going to do is import media. And I'm going to click import. And it's going to look for the images wherever I tell it to find the images. So I'm going to go to my folder. And I've got on my desktop in a folder called King's Lynn, I've got all of these images here of King's Lynn. These are the images that you will have available to you. So I'm just selecting all of them and clicking open. And what it does is puts all the images into Serif Movie Plus X6. So these are the images. At the moment, they're not in a video. To put them into a video, I need to put them into my timeline. So if we think about what we've got in front of us now, this big black square here is what my video is going to look like. These are the items, the still images I can put into my video. And down the bottom here, I've got, if I click on timeline, this is my timeline for my video. So it's kind of step by step all the way through the video. I can see how long it's taking. I've got controls to play my video or stop my video. We'll worry about some of the other controls later. But what I'm going to do in my video track, so here, I'm just going to drag in an image of King's Lynn. So I can drag that into my video track. And that then appears. So you can use some of your own images as well, or you can use these images. And I might just want another image. If I go back to my gallery, into my media. I might want an image of the town hall, and then I might put another one in of maybe the mart. So I've got that information in there, and I can play my video by clicking play, and each of these clips is 5 seconds. I can change the length of them, so after 5 seconds it's going to move on to the next image, then after another 5 seconds moving on to the next image, and I can pause that. So that's my video so far, but there's lots more I can do to this video, so I'm just going to move this out of the way a second. Other things I've got here, so this, looking at the PowerPoint, explains how to get started, how we imported media, we dragged the files and put them into our media, and then was able to drag them into the video track. So I'm going to give you a couple moments, probably 4 or 5 minutes, to open up this software and insert the videos into your video track and test that out and see what you can come up with. So you can pause the video at this stage, import the videos and put them into the video track. Okay, the next stage is to add some text and captions. So we might want a title to our video, and we can do that by clicking the insert text and then choosing caption, which will put writing over an image, or text clip, which will add a title page to our work. So let's just have a look at some of those bits. I've got insert text, it's a drop down box, and I'm just going to put text clip, and here I can just tell what I want, the style of writing that I'm looking for. I'm just going to go for something that's going to stand out, maybe this one on this slide. So text style, and I can just write in here my writing of what I want that to be. So I can just click, and if I can click in here, I can delete the writing that's already there, and I can just put Kings Lynn Mart, and I can just move that to where I want it to be on my actual screen. So I'm just going to move that up. So I've kept a writing style that's in keeping with the image that's already there, so Kings Lynn Mart, and that's written on top of that. So now when I test my movie and press play, it moves on to Kings Lynn Mart. So I could end up creating a text piece of work in between each photo to introduce it. I can move the images around. If I just stop that, I can move the individual images where I want them along the timeline, just dragging bits out and so on. Now I do find that if you zoom in on the timeline, you get a little bit more control over what you're doing, so you can experiment with that and add to that in your work to develop that a little bit further. So that was adding text, and you can also add a title screen and move all your images just along a little bit so that you've got space for an image at the start where you've got an introduction of what the video is about. So that is adding text to our videos. Our next stage is for you to develop your work and for you to create a small video on Kings Lynn for adults who might want to come and visit Kings Lynn for a day visit. So you're thinking about including imported images, so we've already got those, adding captions and transitions. Now I've not talked about transitions yet, so I'm just going to show you that quickly. To add a transition, this is how it changes from one image to the next. What we can do with our work is, let's just get to the position where you can see it. So I'm going to click on this one. We can click on storyboard, and in between each of our images we can see these squares. So if you just click on the square, this is where we can change our transitions. So I'm just going to click on transition, if you'll let me. For some reason it's not allowing that one. Let's just stop it. Let's click on this one here. Transition gallery. So we can click on the transition gallery. We can then choose how we want it to change from one screen to the next, one image to the next. I'm just going to go to a crossfade, just like that. I can click it and then click OK. And it'll now put that transition into my video. So now when I play it, what we should see is there was the crossfade between one image and the next. So that was what we was looking for. Remember, we've got our text that's going to appear over the top there. So we're building up our video as we go along. So you're going to work on your transitions, inserting the images and that. So again, I'll give you another 5 minutes so you can pause the video and develop your video. Now the next stage is to add some sound to your video. And you can import sound in the same way that we imported a image. So you can import sound. Just when you add a sound into your video, you're adding it into the music track or the audio track. So you can download some audio clips or some sound, or if you've got some sounds that you've got on file, then you can use those as well. So that'll just add an extra little element to your video. What you've got to do is remember to save your work and show your work in your ePortfolio, and make sure you save regularly as you progress. So I'll leave you with a few questions in the plenary and then you can get on with your video. What are file types? You need to answer. If you can name some file types, that'll be useful. What is import? What is an audience? And what is frame rate? So good luck with developing your video.